Welcome to the NVUSD Future in Focus podcast.
What is STARS? Why is this partnership so unique for a public school district like ours?
This is the first STARS collaboration with a public school district in the nation. So our students are getting an opportunity unlike any other students in really across the U.S. Last year, only one student from NVUSD applied to UChicago. This year, we had 11.
We're seeing the increase in applications to a top-tier university because our students finally believe that they belong there. Welcome to the NVUSD Future in Focus podcast, where we explore what it takes to cultivate a confident, compassionate, and adaptable graduate here in the Napa Valley. I'm Dr. Rosanna Mucetti, Superintendent of the Napa Valley Unified School District.
And I'm Dr. Peter Abboud, Executive Director of Research, Data, and Assessment. In this series, we amplify student and staff voices, strengthen community connections, and spotlight strong teaching and learning across all of our schools, all through the lens of being and becoming future ready.
And today we are starting a 4-part practitioner series where we go behind the scenes with the experts who directly work with our students every day in NVUSD. We are thrilled, and I mean thrilled, to welcome Kelli Watkins, our dedicated NVUSD Career and College Readiness Counselor. Kelli, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you, Dr. Abboud and Dr. Mucetti. This truly is a dream job. Being a part of the STARS College Network since last spring and then really getting to run with it this year, it's been really a dream. And so working with these students, helping them figure out how to navigate this daunting college application process has been really rewarding.
Well, it's been a pleasure bringing you to the district office and benefiting from your leadership in college and career readiness. So we're excited to talk all about that here today.
Thank you.
So, Kelli, you just mentioned STARS, and for those listening who might not be familiar, what is STARS? Why is this partnership so unique for a public school district like ours?
So STARS stands for Small Town and Rural Schools, and the main goal is to get as many of our students who are highly eligible, academically strong to apply to schools that maybe they wouldn't have considered. So STARS is a network of 32 highly selective colleges. So think Stanford, Yale, MIT, UChicago, Northwestern. And these schools are typically schools our students don't apply to. So we are working closely with college advisors from the University of Chicago and the STARS College Network to work one-on-one with our students. We start working with them in the junior year, and we take them through the application process and then help them navigate what comes next after they've applied. So this is really opening doors for our students and really exposing them to what's possible. And it's changing the way I think students are viewing where they can go.
That's amazing. It really sounds like the partnership and with your facilitation and leadership, we're really creating a culture of possibility for our students.
Absolutely.
We want them to imagine what's possible for them and to go beyond what they might typically imagine, right?
Yes.
So this is so great, Kelli. We've seen some incredible numbers already. I mean, We're early in this partnership. We're really in its inception of this national partnership and model, but we're already seeing some incredible numbers from our 2025-2026 STARS College Advising cohort. Can you talk about who's involved and what kind of specific support the students receive if they're working with the advisors and, through you and our college counseling teams that are at our comprehensive high schools?
Yeah, and I forgot to mention, as Dr. Mucetti just alluded to, this is the first STARS collaboration with a public school district in the nation. So our students are getting an opportunity unlike any other students in really across the U.S. In being a part of this partnership, we have tons of resources. We have the one-on-one college advising. Our STARS team comes out and works with all of our Abboud students, 9 through 12. They have a 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade curriculum that they're running all of our students through, which hits over 2,000 students. So, a lot of our STARS students, they know about college, but they've never really dreamed beyond California. And so during our first college, we had a college fair this last fall. We brought out of the 32 colleges in the STARS network, we had about 15 that were representative.
So half of them.
Mm-hmm. And in doing so, our students got to interact with them one-on-one, asking questions. And those are actually the representatives that are going to be reading their applications. Mm-hmm. So in addition, STARS has a really wide programming opportunity for our students to fly out to universities. There's also drive-in if like they go to Stanford or, something a little bit closer. So those fly-in opportunities allow our students fully paid for to live in the dorms for during the summer 1 to 2 weeks, or if it's during the school year 2 or 3 nights, and they get to be on campus, interact with professors, get help again with their applications, and really see what these schools are all about. And so, some of our students don't have the means to go all the way out to Case Western Reserve in Ohio. And so that opportunity and taking away the financial burden of that has been absolutely groundbreaking for our students. And our counselors also get a lot of benefit. There's a ton of professional development through STARS. One of the best professional developments we've received so far this year, the director of STARS, Marjorie Bentley, she led all of us in reworking all of our school profiles. So for the common application, one thing people don't realize is that every single school creates a school profile, and that is how our students are really evaluated. Mm-hmm. If those school profiles are not accurate or really showing the complexities of the school, the demographics, what's offered,
the rigor of the coursework,
of the course, and also there's a caveat on every single one of our school profiles that says now that we are a STARS network school, and part of that. And I do think it really helps that we're showcasing our schools better, which benefits our students in the long run.
Yeah. And those profiles provide a lot of data around the school, providing context around what it's like to be going to school in Napa Valley for those colleges that may not know our community
exactly.
super well. Yeah, that's really great. So I do have to jump in here as the data guy. So all this exposure that you're talking about in terms of exposure that students are getting to these colleges is really creating a shift in where students are applying. Can you tell us a little bit about what those early application numbers are telling us and what you're seeing in terms of the shifts in the application trends?
This is the first cohort, really, right?
It's the first cohort. So our seniors have been engaged with our college advising college advisors for probably 6 months now. And over 150 have been having one-on-one sessions. So whether it's at the beginning stages of planning, where they're going to apply to, reworking their essays, narrowing down their college list, helping with the early decision or early action application, they're taking advantage of all of these resources. We had 85 seniors, and some of this is just initial numbers because the survey, not all students responded to the survey, but in this first cohort, there's 250 seniors that were identified as the top 20% in their class, in their high school. So across the board, 250 seniors. Of those 250 seniors, over 150 of them have engaged with the college advisors. Of those 150, 85 of those students have applied to one of, if not more than one, of the 32 STARS colleges. So when we looked at those students who have applied to a STARS college, our students have actually applied to 28 of the 32, which is really incredible. So we're the diversity of schools that our students are applying to is really, it's increasing. But then of that, we had 23 students take part of like the bold choice to apply to a early action or early decision, which I know we don't have numbers to back this up from the past,
right?
But we will. Ever from now moving forward, we will.
We're going to track all this
We are
data.
going to track all of this. 23 is, I know, a huge increase. And so early decision was not something that I would say high school counselors really encouraged. Maybe we didn't know enough about it, but now that we do and we're working with STARS, I think we're better able to support students in that process.
And just for our listeners, just to explain,
Yes.
early decision, early action. I mean, essentially the student is committing, right?
Yeah.
If they apply early, they're committing. If they are accepted, they will commit to that school, correct?
So for example, we had a student from American Canyon. She applied early decision to University of Chicago. We had another student from American Canyon High School also apply early decision to NYU or USC. So they're saying, this is my number one choice. If I am selected, I am going and I'm going to remove all of my applications from all the other schools I sent in. Like, this is it for me.
It's a big decision.
It's a huge decision. So some of the preliminary, and I just want to say preliminary because we have not heard back. Early decision has two different processes. There's early decision 1, early decision 2. So we're still waiting on quite a few students. But we have had a student get in early action to Stanford from Vintage High School. A student get in early decision to University of Southern California, USC, Trojans. Another student from American Canyon High School get into early decision NYU, which is really remarkable. And then another student from Vintage got an early action to University of Denver, another star school. And then lastly, one of our students from American Canyon got into early action Case Western Reserve with a $48,000 merit scholarship.
Wow.
So just some of the numbers I can say. Last year, only one student from NVUSD applied to U Chicago. This year, we had 11. Thanks to Dr. Mucetti and our networking. And actually, I did a counseling fly-in, and I got to meet one of the admissions directors from Notre Dame. We had the director of admissions from Notre Dame and Columbia come visit our schools, and that reaped huge rewards. We had 16 students apply to Columbia. That's wild.
That's unheard of.
It's unheard of.
For
NVUSD. And then similarly, we had 8 students apply to Notre Dame. And I know we had one from Vintage last year, and I wish I had more of the numbers. So we are seeing a huge just change in the way our students are seeing themselves as potential candidates for these schools.
It's fantastic.
And they're getting in. So
yeah, this is great. This is the first cohort. We're just kind of
scratching the surface.
Scratching the surface. I love that you're describing it that way because the potential, the possibility, there's just a huge ceiling here. And also just cultivating the relationships with the admissions offices. They're going to get to know us. They'll get to know the quality of the graduate that we produce here in NVUSD, which will continue to give them the confidence to open more and more doors for NVUSD students as more NVUSD students make themselves part of those pools for these highly selective colleges, which in turn can really open up all kinds of possibilities in the future of our students. So this is what we mean when we talk about future ready, right? Here in the district, we're talking about future ready. The podcast is about making sure our students are future ready. This is what we're talking about. This is one example where we're seeing the increase in applications to a top tier university because our students finally believe that they belong there. They have the confidence, and they attain that confidence by coming from a system that's encouraging them, that's putting those opportunities and possibilities in front of them. So Kelli, you mentioned that this partnership has fundamentally changed student mindsets. How so? Unpack that a little bit for us.
I think sometimes the small town and rural schools just get overlooked in terms of college visits. Like never before have we had Columbia
from New York
or NYU or Notre Dame come to Napa. I mean, it's really, it's just incredible. And I think the biggest thing is when we get those folks on our campuses in front of our students, and then they break down the financial aid, because there's so many just misnomers around what's it going to cost, and if I am low income, is this even something I should pursue? And I think a lot of our students, even in the middle income to low income categories, are realizing, oh my gosh, not only is this an option for me, sorry, California schools, it actually could be
cheaper.
And so I think it's breaking a lot of those myths too for students.
Yes.
And then they go through, we've had tons of STARS webinars for our students. We have had over 1,000 students and parents from NVUSD as young as 6th grade tune into these webinars, and because they're talking about all sorts of things, essay writing, financial aid, the Common App selection process. And so our students are really just building a wealth of foundational knowledge for them once they get to this, application in the beginning of senior year. So I think it's making kids hungry for what's out there. And I think they just needed someone to, thank you, Dr. Mucetti, someone to bring this to our school district and for it to be a focus. Because California, we know the little bubble that we're in. And so we're just growing and growing, their awareness of options. And a lot of those options are really excellent for our high achieving, low income, first generation students, but also, our students at the top of the class who might not get, financial aid from FAFSA, but their merit scholarships are going to cut in half, how much it's going to cost to go. So I think it is building their confidence that they can pursue something as maybe outlandish as, Cornell or Northwestern, and that they can not only get in, but they can go.
They can actually go.
They can actually afford to go.
Because STARS is really addressing the affordability factor.
Absolutely.
And like you said, the mindset of the small town rural is often like, it can be small.
It's very small-minded.
In terms of what the possibilities are. And so this is really breaking those barriers.
Yes.
And I love that you have emphasized the access affordability component and that it could actually be more affordable than a California school. And that's huge because that's part of kind of that smaller mindset. We might think like, no, it's not attainable. That's too far. It's too expensive, but it actually might be because of the merit scholarships for some of our students and or our low income students who could get a full subsidy.
Big time.
This could just be an incredible highly subsidized or fully subsidized opportunity for students. And then they get to go live somewhere else, just expand all of their paradigm of the world, right?
Well, in coming, actually, we've already started promoting these right before we left for winter break, but now we're coming into the summer program offerings that STARS is going to start offering to our students as early as our current 10th graders. So really they're focused on our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders. The Yale Young Scholars, Global Scholars has already been promoted. We have 2 more that I know they're almost ready to be promoted. So those summer programs are instrumental in our students getting that first kind of toe in the water to see if maybe going away from home that far away is not as scary as maybe I have it. We had 16 students last summer go to either UChicago or Vanderbilt. And from those experiences, almost every single one of those students actually applied to those schools as a senior. And I remember one of our students from Vintage, he's like, that first, couple days I was so homesick, but then the longer I stayed, I realized, okay, I can do this.
Amazing.
And so again, it's giving those experiences earlier on. So then they already know, I can do this. I can go away from home.
Yeah. So for our listeners there, if you're a current parent of a 9th, 10th, and 11th grader, be on the lookout. These are pre-college summer programs. You can be fully subsidized and just get that experience. Flights
will be paid for the entire week's meals and, stay. And, those applications will be rolling up until really the end of March, early April.
Great.
So there should be a lot more to come. So if you get an email from Miss Watkins, Please read it, especially if it says summer program opportunities.
Yes, that may be your ticket.
Yeah, and I love that we're starting early, communicating with students, 9th, 10th, 11th. You mentioned the 6th grader being involved earlier.
I know.
And I think sometimes we think of college and career readiness as a high school thing, but it really doesn't have to be, and it can start so much sooner. So thank you for opening up people's mindsets around that work. And just on that note, all of this work just aligns so perfectly with our Vision 2040 and our 2024-2029. It's a 5-year strategic plan, which really is about delivering on the promise to strengthen our college and career readiness work. So we're very lucky to have you in your position and to be leading that work with your directors and others in the instructional division.
Thank you, Peter.
It really is, no pun intended. The STARS network, the stars really aligned, right?
They
between
did.
the network opportunity, what had been articulated in our strategic plan for the next 5 years around wanting to create college and career readiness access and opportunities. And then, of course, just having a powerhouse counselor, your leadership in our system to be able to tap someone who could actually implement this project with such integrity, such professionalism, and such high quality. So, as we've shared, we do believe, NVUSD believes it's our responsibility to create these opportunities for our students.
Absolutely.
We are seeing our students soar because we are providing the runway. And Kelli, thank you. Thank you so much for just rolling up your sleeves. We brought this initiative with all of this potential, but there's no way that we could have been breathing life into this partnership or making it a reality without your tremendous leadership. You're doing incredible work in service to our students, and you're doing it on the ground. You're making this national partnership come alive, and we're really excited to become that national proof point for small town and rural students and schools, and what their potential is. And we know that our families are also going to appreciate all of this access that we're creating. So thank you for your leadership.
It's my pleasure. Thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you, Kelli, and thank you to our listeners. We look forward to sharing more valuable insights with you on future episodes of the NVUSD Future in Focus podcast.
All right. And until next time, keep being
future ready.
Future ready.